Welcome back to comics, to Hot Comics TV. Alright, so we got Flash Gordon. I always talk about Flash Gordon, and yet I never show anything from Flash Gordon. I had this book since it came out, and yeah, anyway, I just wanted to bring good old Flash, because he's the precursor, the beginning of all science fiction things that we love now, and it's influenced everything that we can think of. Jeez, this book is long. Oh, I'm gonna have to sacrifice that section then. Anyway, okay, let's talk about Alex Raymond, because we cannot talk about this without talking about Alex Raymond. And this is I guess influenced by Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers was the original pulp hero that went into outer space and fought aliens and all that fun stuff. 1934, goodness. So yeah, anyway, so these are comics that run from 34 to 37, and these are the serials that influenced the TV serials. I mean, the film serials that George Lucas was influenced to create Star Wars, because at one point I think good old George, wanted to go and get the license for the Flash Gordon film, and from I don't know who it might have been Universal. I don't know who it was who had the copyrights, and they just said no. And then angry nerd George goes, "Well, I'll show you. I'll go do my own," and he did. So, yeah. So this is the precursor, the influence of all of that amazing stuff that came in later in the incarnation of Star Wars. But the original, we had, without saying, is the work that of what do you call it, of Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers was the very, very first precursor, because we're talking about like pulps, like from the 20s that had Buck Rogers, and Buck Rogers is pretty much doing the same shenanigans in outer space, that are going out there and saving princesses and whatnot, and just like outer space battle and whatnot, and technology. And Flash, I guess he's his counterpart, and then he started appearing on the newspaper serials. We got an introduction by good old Alex Ross, a man without needing a introduction. He's just amazing. So these are from the film serials. Buster Crab, that's right, Buster was the dude. Yeah, I forget. I don't think I've seen this cartoon. This cartoon escapes me, and I don't think I saw this. So this Film Nation who did this, huh? Or before He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and there's the man himself. This is a beautiful book. If you can track this down, do yourself a favor and get this book. I highly recommend this. This is obviously science fiction, but I want to talk about a couple of things that I never hear people talk about, because it's never mentioned. It's not in the conversation. So I think that yeah, here we go. Amazing stories. So we're talking about Raymond's style was much more detail-oriented than most comic strips work. In fact, other strips artists advised him that it was a waste of time drawing so realistically. Can you imagine the mentality? So he was bringing something to the table that no other people were doing, sort of like using a reference. And that's Buck. That's all good old Buck Rogers, see? So the way that this works for me, what I've taken on board from these stories is that it works with a fantasy sort of setting. So to me, this is more fantasy. It's like Star Wars. Star Wars to me is a fantasy set out in a space opera setting. But because we got a prince, a princess, we got what do you call it, a wizard, and then we got like black wizard sort of thing. So it's all, very fantasy, except that they're got technology on their hands. I think a lot of people make a misconception about that, but that's pretty much what's happening. So look at this, it's beautiful, and this is almost one-to-one to the movie that came out in 80, whatever that movie came out, the one with the Queen score. Sarkov, just he kidnaps Flash and I can't remember her name. Flash's girlfriend. All these unrest happening around the world. So he's graduated from Yale University, but like in the movie, he's like a quarterback for the Jets, which is awesome. Anyway, I'm not gonna take too long on remembering the name of the character. Dale! Oh my god. My brain is mush, honestly. Look at how beautiful this is. That's Mang in Mongo. But it's all knights and armor and whatnot. It's almost like something out of Prince Valiant. See that? It's all knights. He's got a dragon, for Christ. It's all very much fantasy. And obviously Flash Gordon is a precursor to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and all that other good stuff. And obviously that was a spin-off of the toys of Star Wars. Everything's in the same soup of things. It's amazing work. And these publications are absolutely awesome. The paper, the stock is nice, matte card-like paper, beautiful. So it complements all the printing. You can sort of see. I think they have curated this. They have edited these newspaper prints. I don't think they're 100% scans. I don't know. I would like to know how they put this together. But it's a nice production for this collection. This is a beautiful production. And I'm about to complain. I mean, I wish this was a little bit bigger, but then you would have a twice the size, book, and it would be more expensive, and all those things come into play for production. It's beautiful work. I mean, look at that. See, it's a fantasy. It's the king on the throne, all the knights, and except it's happening in another planet, and there's like spaceships and Flash creating havoc out there, fighting big hairy monsters like Han Solo and Chewbacca. There you go. Beautifully done. And by the way, this is happening before Frank Frazetta. I mean, Frank Frazetta must have been a kid looking at these serials with Al Williamson. These guys are like sort of looking, and they're learning all of this, because there's a few things that Frazetta and Al Williamson sort of kind of like ported to their work, but it was all inspired by Alex Raymond. So beautiful stuff. Look at this. How can you not love this? It's got dinosaurs, it's got hairy dudes running out of space, it's got Flash running around with a sword. Absolutely awesome stuff. It's got green dudes. Awesome stuff. See, I think this is like looking at the scans of the printing. You can see the printing process. Apologies, I'm doing that. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, that's the princess. The character design is the thing that I always... Every time I open this book, I just go like, wow, look at the character design of this. It's amazing. And also the spaceships, the technology, all of that. Very unique. It's me. Off with his head. The cats. My goodness. And it's... Yeah, anyway. Amazing. Just amazing. Beautiful work. Gordon's alive. My favorite quote from the movie. And this also inspire obviously other like comics. These are newspaper runs obviously, but there's also what do you call it? Adam Strange from DC Comics way later, but I'm just sort of saying that inspired that workload as well. That's amazing. It's amazing. Oh my god, look at these dudes' uniform. They got a skull on it. So cool. Just so cool. Just so cool. Look at that panel. Just amazing. Yes, people, try to get this book however you can. And if you have it, please tell me what you like about it. What's the thing you like about this book? What makes you come back to it again and again and again? Because that's something that happens to me most of the time when I'm reading a book or going over the art. Something captures my imagination. Something just catches me and it makes me, oh my God, sort of think about it. 6 months later, I'll sort of think about it and go, oh yeah, I remember that. I'll go open up that book again. Beautifully drawn, beautifully done. I mean, that's a chariot, like a skull with horns, pulled by tigers. Honestly, that's amazing. Sorry to do this again, but look at that. Like, what was he eating that day to come up with that? Like, that's amazing. Just amazing stuff. More conflict, more space battles. Just absolute madness. Just everything you want in a comic book. Look at the design of that shield. Just amazing stuff. The crest. Goodness. Coat of arms. So, yeah. So again, what I'm saying is that to me, this is more fantasy than science fiction. It's only science fiction because it's taking place in outer space sort of thing. But anyway, it's all good. It's all in the same family of things. Just amazing. Just amazing. It's a nice collection. So cool. Just so cool. Oh, outstanding. Just outstanding. Unbelievable. beautiful work. He was a master inker. Just amazing the way that he did the inking. Underwater adventures. I think this is the first time I saw Flash Gordon was like a panel like this. So I went, well, okay. He's wearing swimming trunks all the time. Amazing, just amazing. Anyway, there it is. If you feel like you need to have Flash Gordon in your library, if you want to have Flash Gordon part of your life, if you want Flash Gordon to be part of your bookshelf, get this book. Or get any other book that has Flash Gordon on it. With Alex Raymond's beautiful art. This is just amazing. Here we go. These are the other volumes. So, yeah. Coming soon from Titan Comics. I think it's Titan. Yeah, Titan. Mandrake. There you go. Alright, so there it is. The masterpiece there. It was Flash Gordon by the master creator artist Alex Raymond. That's Flash Gordon. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. And please like and subscribe. Till next time. Bye-bye.